Ring, ring, ring. Postman. Who this?
Cherry the worst. So boom. Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jerry and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made that electric dark blue color. The first thing we're starting off with is the hair. Obviously the hair is from Celie hair. It's their 12-inch lace bob wig. It comes with a little mirror, a stocking cap, and a plastic bag, or like this really thick plastic bag to keep your hair in when you're done wearing it. So I'm just showing you guys the hair, how it looks. It's 12 inches. It's really freaking pretty. It doesn't shed at all, but the first thing we're going to do is to try to protect the lace. I'm going to be using my Got to Be Glue spray to spray the lace, and I do one coat, I let it dry, and then I come back and do another coat and let that coat dry, and I just keep on continuing this process. However, this all did not matter in the end, and I'm going to show you guys why with the method that I did, because I messed it up. It's not the wrong method, but I definitely messed it up. You're going to want to start with a nice big bucket, something that's going to hold the dye and not stain it. I used to use like these really big pots, like pots you would use to cook with. Didn't really help because pots didn't allow the hair to spread out evenly. Therefore, I wasn't getting an even dye with my wigs the first time, and I would have to constantly re-dye them. So just make sure you're working with a really big bucket, something that's going to let the dye spread out evenly. Nonetheless, I got my water hot and ready. I got it ready on the stove, and I put half cold water in it so I wouldn't be burning my freaking fingers. And now I'm getting my dye ready. The dye that I'm using is from Kiss. It's their express dye in the shades Aquarius and Midnight Blue, and I'm going to use maybe 2 whole bottles, and I got 4 just in case. 2 wasn't enough. Honestly, it's a bob. I didn't really think I needed a lot, but sometimes I do mess up, like I said, with dyeing my wig, so I just got 2 in case. I'm going to start off by putting my Midnight Blue and my Aquarius in. I'm putting more of my Midnight Blue in because I want the wig to be super dark but blue. And I'm going to mix it with a plastic knife or anything plastic. I'm just worried about everything getting stained, you guys. I'm really worried about things getting stained, so I'm using plastic everything, and I obviously have on gloves. So before I put the entire wig in, I like to do a strand test, basically just to see what the color looks like before I put it all over the wig. And if you guys can tell, the color is dead purple. Like, it doesn't look purple on camera, but in real life it was purple, and I was so irritated because I was like, how did I get purple and I used 2 different blues? So I went back and I put a lot of that Aquarius in, but I also went and put in the Adore jet black dye that I already had hanging around the house, because I still wanted my wig to be really dark. Like, I wanted a dark blue color. And that Aquarius color just isn't that dark. Like, it's a nice shade of blue, but I wanted it to be a little bit darker. So with my second strand test, I got the color that I wanted. And I just went ahead and put the entire wig in. So just a few tips, you guys. You have to keep the hair moving within the dye. That way it dyes evenly and you don't have to re-dye it. This is the first misstep that I made, because instead of like keeping the hair moving within the dye, I kind of just let it sit. Like, I submerged it, made it all wet, left it to sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then I came back, mixed it around a little bit. I kept coming back and mixing it and thinking that was enough, but you have to keep pulling it out and dunking it back in just to make sure all the strands are submerged in that dye. And you're going to see me dunk everything out, rinse the hair off, and as I'm rinsing it off, the parts where I neglected and got missed within the dye becomes evident, because those parts are like a pastel color, like it's not as deep of a blue as the whole entire wig. And as you can see, because I let the wig sit and I used the Got to Be Glue spray, obviously it stained the lace. I have no idea how to avoid that, you guys. Put it in the comment section, because obviously the method I used wasn't working. But as you guys can see, I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but it's like at the middle part of the wig is a very pastel-y, purpley blue type of color, and I was so irritated, you guys. So I went back, got my bucket, filled it right back up again, and put that same amount of dye but a little bit less water in it, and started to submerge it one more time. Okay, y'all, so in this clip, you can kind of see it a bit better. The part that the dye missed is a little bit of a pastel-y, purplish, bluish type of color. So, like I said, I'm going to take the wig and re-dye it. I'm just dipping it in and out of the dye. That way it touches all of the hair. Something that I did differently this time, instead of just letting it sit for 5 minutes or like 10 minutes, I let it sit for a good 20 to 25 minutes. And I kept coming back in, like, you know, lifting the hair up and putting it back in and just stirring it around in the dye. And that's why I was like, at the beginning of the video, me spraying my knots with a free spray didn't really help, because the free spray just dissolved inside of the dye water, you know. So if anyone knows how to prevent that from happening and still get a really, really deep color, because this is the only way I got a deep color with my wig, I could probably just dye it by myself. But if you know any other watercolor method to like avoid dyeing the knots, please leave it in the comment section below, because I definitely need help with that. Like, that was my only flaw with this freaking wig. Nonetheless, I just moved on to shampooing and conditioning the wig. You're not going to get all of the dye out of the wig. You just want the water to run to like a pastel-y type of color of what you used to dye the hair with. So this is my final rinse of the hair, and as you can see, the water is like that light blue, almost like a light blue tint type of color. So that's what you're aiming for, you guys. After that, you can go ahead and dry your wig off, wring it out. Luckily, I had a small wig, so I literally just folded it in half and wringed it out in the sink. And then I moved on to putting it on my mannequin to start blow drying it. So I'm going to start off by just putting my wig on the mannequin and putting my wig pins into the lace. That way it stays nice and sturdy on the mannequin while I blow dry it and I flat iron it. So I put about, I think, 3 in the front and like 2 in the back so the wig wouldn't move around. And then I started to put it into 4 separate parts. That way I can work part by part, and that helps me move faster with the wig. And because I'm going to be putting product into the wig as well, placing the hair into sections just helps me evenly distribute the product without it being too gunky in one area or not enough in the next area. So after I have the wig into 4 separate parts, I'm going to take my chai silk infusion and just take a tiny bit of it. On the first clip, it looks like I took a lot, but I didn't mean to take a lot. But a tiny bit of this goes a really, really long way. And I'm going to work this in section by section and start to blow dry the hair. And this just helps the hair be really, really smooth and shiny once you start to blow dry it and finally flat iron it. So pretty much after I was done blow drying the hair, I went ahead and flat ironed it and curled it off camera, just because I did that part on my head and it was really hard to film. But if you do want me to film how I curl like my short wigs, I will. So after I was done curling it, I used my Got2b glue spray as my quote-unquote lace glue, just because I don't like using lace glue itself, because it makes my wig stay for way too long and it gets gunky on my hairline and it's hard to get out. Whereas if I just use my Got2b glue spray, all I gotta do is spray a little bit of water on my wig and it comes right up. Then I spray water on my forehead and wipe it off, and all of the like excess gel is off of my hairline, you know, or it's off of my forehead. So yeah, after that I just fixed the edges, and this is it, you guys. This is the final result. It looks so freaking pretty. I don't even mind that I dyed the hair or the lace blue. I'm just so happy about the final results. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what hair color to try next or what hairstyle, because I would love to hear it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Looks, I be giving looks, Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks, I be giving looks, Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks, I be giving looks, Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked. Looks. looks. I be giving looks, Fashion Week in New York and I just got booked.